Hi, this video is brought to you by Tech Direct Archive. In this video, I'll be showing you how to enable and configure Windows Remote Management, which is also known as WinRM via GPO. Windows Remote Management is an implementation of the WS Management Protocol, which is a standard simple object access protocol, also known as SOAP. This is a firewall protocol that allows communication between hardware and operating system of different vendors. Windows Remote Management is part of the Windows operating system, but for you to obtain data from a remote computer, you must configure a WinRM listener. This is one utility tool that IT professionals who are experts in writing scripts to automate the management of servers and also want to obtain data for management applications. You may also like to ask, what is the difference between WinRM and RDP, which is Remote Desktop Protocol? Remote Desktop, which is RDP, is a protocol for remote desktop access, while Windows Remote Management also refers to a protocol for remote management. So while one is a protocol for remote desktop access, the other one is a protocol for remote management. Then Windows Remote Management also allows for remote execution of management commands. So it's more of while RDP provides a graphical interface, which is GUI, for remote desktop access. So these are some of the few difference between a Windows Remote Management and RDP, Remote Desktop. So I'm going to show you some of the steps now that you can take to enable and configure WinRM via a GPO. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to open my group policy management console. So I'm making use of this server, Windows Server 2016. So I'm going to show you the steps now to enable and configure Windows Remote Management, making use of the GPO. So let me open management console now. So I'm going to run gpmc.msc. So this is my group policy management console. As you can see, I already have I just created this Tech Direct GPO. So I'm going to create a new one now. I'm going to create a new GPO. So right click on your domain, and you see create a GPO in this domain. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to give it a name. Let me name it Tech Direct Archive GPO. So I'm going to click OK now. So we have it now, Tech Direct Archive GPO. So let us move to the next step now. So we are going to right click on our new GPO. So I'm going to right click this now. So on the right click, you get to see edit. So click on edit. So on this edit screen, you get to see the group policy management editor. So this is where we are going to do some editing. So let us open on computer configuration. Let's expand policies. Then we are also going to expand administrative templates. So as that one is expanded, then we also look for Windows components. Let us expand that as well. Then after expanding Windows remote management, or Windows component rather, then look for Windows remote management. Windows remote management. Where is it? Windows remote. Okay, this is it here. So we are going to expand this as well. So once that is expanded, then you get to see Windows RM service. So we are going to right click on this now. Sorry, I'm going to click on Windows RM service. So once that is opened, then you get to look for allow remote server management on this right panel. Allow remote, as you can see, it is there. So this is it here. It's currently not configured, so we are going to configure it now. So we are going to right click it, then we click on edit. So the next thing we are going to do now is it's currently not configured, so we are going to enable it. So then after enabling it, then you get to see this IP4 filter, IPv4, IPv6 filter. Then what this means is that you can enter a range of IP that you want to have this particular access, and if you type just an asterisk, it means it's going to allow any IP address. That's what it means. So if you enter asterisk here, so it means it's going to allow any IP address. But if you want to streamline it, you can just have a range, like for example like this. So you can just have a range of IP, then you enter it here. So but as it is now, this current setting is going to allow any IP to have access. So now after doing that, just click OK. So we are going to click OK now. Then we move to the next step. So the next thing we are going to do now is to configure the automatic startup. So we are going to enable the Windows remote management service to start automatically. So I'm going to navigate back to computer configuration now. So under computer configuration, you get to see preferences. So expand preferences. Then you will see control panel settings. Expand that. Then under that, you get to see services. So you can right click on it. Right click on services. Then select new. Then select service. So once that opens, then under the new service properties, we are going to configure a few things. We are going to make the startup automatic. Then you can give the service name as WinRM. So once that is done, then you can also select service action. Currently is on no change. Select service action as start service. So that is all to be done on these new service properties. So you are just going to click OK. So you don't automatically, the service will be running. So we have completed the automatic startup setup now. So the next thing we are going to do now is the Windows firewall setup. So we will now configure the Windows firewall to allow the proper ports inbound network traffic to the PC. So I'm going to navigate to computer configuration. Let me close this. I'm going to bring up the console again. So now I will be going into the computer configuration. Edit this. So inside the computer configuration, under the computer configuration, then I'm going to expand this policy. Then I'm going to expand Windows settings. Then you will see security settings. Expand that as well. Scroll down, then search for Windows Firewall with advanced security. This is it here. Expand that as well. Then you will also see the Windows Firewall. Expand it. Then inbound rules. This is what we are making use of because we want to configure the traffic that is coming into the particular PC or a server. So now inbound rules, I'm going to right click it. So click on new rule. So on this rule type page, you will see predefined. Select it. Under predefined, you get to see this drop down. Look for Windows Remote Management. Windows Remote Management. So this is it here. Just click on it. Then after that, you click next. So on this predefined rules page, we are going to uncheck the public profile box, which is this, because this will allow only the WinRM access to the private and domain networks. So we are leaving just the private and domain networks. We'll leave it on. I'm not going to uncheck that. So once that is done, then we have actually completed the inbound rule. The inbound rule is not for public profile, but rather is a private or domain networks. So now the next thing is to click next. So on this action page, we are going to allow the connection box. So allow the connection. So we are going to leave it at that. So that's the default setting. We will leave it at that. Then the next thing is to click finish. So our inbound rules have been set up. We have successfully set it up. So now we have successfully finished enabling and configuring Windows Remote Management to our Active Directory domain via GPO. But you need to wait for some period or some minutes for the GPO to automatically propagate to all the devices. But if you want it to propagate immediately, then you can go to any of the specific workstation on the domain. Then all what you have to do is you use this command. Use this command, GP update /force. So just move to any of the workstation on the domain, just use this. So it's going to propagate the GPO to them, and Windows remote management will be configured on all of them. So I think that is all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.